Atheism in games can be a bit tricky. There's a quote from Terry Pratchett in The Colour of Magic about this problem. It was all very well going on about pure logic and how the universe was ruled by logic and the harmony of numbers, but the plain fact of the matter was that the disk was manifestly traversing space on the back of a giant turtle, and the gods had a habit of going round to atheists' houses and smashing in their windows. And that's the problem you have with games, because if you want to include magic and gods and miracles and mysteries, then by sheer fact, gods exist. They're there, they're real within the context of the game. They manifest, they do stuff, they give people powers, they turn up and give pronouncements. So it's all very much like Greek myth, really, with gods actually active and present in people's lives. And that is dull as fuck, because in the real world, the really interesting things about religion are that people argue and fight and battle over them, and they're not even sure whether they're true or real or not. They just have faith. And that's what makes it so interesting politically, ideologically, philosophically. Yeah, that's where a lot of the oomph from including religious themes comes from. And if gods are actually there and telling you what to do and giving you orders down from on high, it really kind of restricts what you can do with it, takes away a lot of the moral dimension, takes away a lot of the characters and NPCs' thought about what's going on, and it just becomes another factor of the world, and that's dull. So how do you deal with it? I don't know, really. One way you might deal with it is to having people against the gods. I mean, this is a theme that turns up throughout Greek mythology, with people blaming the gods or seeking to appease the gods. Gods are active in their lives, but they're not necessarily a good thing. There's something you seek to appease and to take care of and to deal with and to give offerings to and to bribe, basically, not to fuck with you. So that's one way you can go about it. And you could have people rebelling against the gods. So that's not so much atheism as rejecting real and existing gods within the context of the game. And that can be fun, that can be interesting, that can give you a whole arc of a campaign. How do you kill a god? How do you become a god? That sort of thing. Another way you might do it is to have the gods step back into the background, so that while there are miracles and magic and churches and beliefs and books and artifacts and all the rest of it, the gods themselves are not actually present. And this would suggest that faith and the magic that's involved in faith and the spells that clerics in D&D, for example, cast are not necessarily coming from real gods, but from some kind of inner capability like psionics or some form of magic, but a magic that's more opposed to the arcane school, which is more rooted in Western ceremonial magic in real life, in inverted commas, which is more of a science, refining things, saying the right words, committing the right formula, and so on, and then you get the result. Whereas faith can be seen as calling upon the gods, praying for miracles, sheer force of will, but given to something else. So that's another way you can do it. Another way is to go with a low magic setting, so that artifacts and things are mysterious. You don't know how they come about. Magic items and monsters and so on aren't that common. And in that kind of setting, faith can just be faith. So the real reason for the church to have so much power is its wealth, its followers, fanatical devotion of the people that give themselves over to it. And there's no doubt that having faith in some kind of higher purpose or something can make people capable of huge feats of will, holding burning rocks, standing on poles for days at an end. It can be an enhanced willpower, and that can be as good as a power of any kind. If you want to take a completely scientific approach, you can view faith and magic as complete bunk, except that they can have an effect in terms of placebo or the aforementioned helping people's willpower and so on. So that none of the magical prayers are actually real, and in the game they turn out to be coincidence, placebo effect, enhancing people's will, convincing people to do things as a way of kind of neuro-linguistic programming people to do your bidding. Hypnosis, mass hysteria, that sort of thing. But that's difficult, and the other problem in games is that the mechanics are generally transparent. Everyone's got everything on their character sheet, so they kind of know how the magic works, so it's hard to pass off religion as a farce in a game without making it obvious that that's what you're doing in the mechanics. I mean, I wrote some rules for Call of Cthulhu around folk magic that that isn't real. It's just that people believe in it, and that will give them a slight boost, again, through the placebo effect and force of will. And I think that's an interesting way to do it, an interesting way to go about it. And if you keep kind of low-level magic, you can leave it in question a bit whether that's what's going on or whether there's some kind of real power behind it. But yeah, that's a kind of overview of some of the issues of bringing religions and things into games. I mean, perhaps another time I'll talk about the issues of bringing in people's real beliefs into games, which is something I've done, but it's something that people are often a little bit wary of, and something some think you should be cautious of. I'm not convinced, but that's probably not much of a surprise to anybody, and maybe we'll touch on that another time. Peace out.